of the workers. The Chinese Communist Party, CCP, it was founded in 1921. The main leader of that CCP was the Mao Zedong. He was a powerful and radical leader. He led the CCP party successfully and finally he established the rule over China in 1949. Generally, he followed the program of peasantry. Of course, the communist government, especially the Soviet Union, followed the traditional idea of Marxist. They concentrated on the working people, workers, industrial workers. They believed that the industrial workers would rise the revolution. But the Mao, he focused on the peasants and in the rural areas. Already you know the KMT party had the ground in the rural areas, in the urban areas of industrial workers. They neglected the peasantry, but he recognized that problem and Mao focused on the peasantry and in the rural areas. So his program of peasantry and women, the Chiang Kai-shek also neglected the women. So he focused on peasantry and women. For the peasantry, he formed the army of peasants and the councils of peasants. Councils means Soviets, to fight against the government. And they tried to send out the imperialists out of the country. And for the women, he introduced new marriage laws. Actually, and also he recognized and he tried to abolish the purchase and sale of marriage contracts. And he simplified the divorce only for the welfare of the women here. And finally, the women and peasants were concentrated by the Mao. And we can see his radical approach by the incident. Which incidents? The communists under the leadership of Mao, they camped in Jiangxi from 1928 to 34. They camped in the mountains of Jiangxi to secure themselves from the Kuomintang attacks. The government was Kuomintang at that time. To secure themselves from the Kuomintang attacks, they camped in the mountains of Jiangxi from 1928 to 34. After that, in 1934 and 35, he demonstrated a long march. So this is the important historical event of China, not only in China, overall the world history. In the long march, they walked for the 6,000 miles. 6,000 miles in between 1934 and 35 from the Jiangxi to Shaanxi. So the long march was done from the Jiangxi to Shaanxi in between 1934 to 35, and they walked the 6,000 miles. So this event strengthened the Chinese Communist Party. The Mao became a strong leader in the Chinese era. And he made a program to end the warlordism and land reforms and imperialism. And he had the finally twin agendas. What are the twin agendas? One is land reforms and the second one is the nationalism. Land reforms. Land would be redistributed among the landless labor. It was taken from the landlords. That is the land reforms. That is one agenda. The another agenda is the nationalism. What is the nationalism? They try to send the imperial countries out of the China. They would try to send out the European powers because they exploited their resources. The people also wanted to send outside. So he focused on the land reforms and nationalism. This is called the twin agenda. In that time, the Japanese attacked China. The Japanese invaded China. At that time, the KMT, Kuomintang Party, plus CCP, Chinese Communist Party, come together. They fought against the Japan. The time of war with the Japan, the socio-economic conditions became worst. So to avoid that problems and to send outside the Japan, they come together, but they jointly fought against the Japan. But finally, after the end of Second World War, after the surrender of Japan to the United States of America in 1945, the war was ended with the Japan. The China-Japan war was ended in 1945 after the surrender of Japan to the United States of America. It is the full stop for the Second World War. Okay, war was ended. Again, the KMT and CCP, they fought each other to control over the China, to get the power in China. They fought each other, and finally the CCP got victory and captured and took up the power in the mainland of China. But the Kuomintang Party, the KMT, was forced to leave China, and the KMT established the government only in Taiwan. So this was the history of the Mao Zedong and Chinese Communist Party. Establishing of new democracy by the CCP. So CCP formed a new republic government. The government was called as the People's Republic of China. They made the People's Republic of China in 1949 under the leadership of Mao Zedong. So they had the new democratic idea. About that. This new democracy is opposite to the landlordism and the imperialism. So the new democratic idea was followed by the People's Republic of China, and it is opposite to the landlordism and imperialism. But after getting the power, they started the land reforms and they made the women laws. Under the land reforms, they redistributed the land taken from the landlords. They redistributed among the poor peasants. And the women laws, especially they abolished the polygamy system. The polygamy system, one man can have the 2 or 3 marriages. So that is the polygamy system that was abolished by the Chinese government. So the land reforms were taken in between the 1950 to 51 after the keen observation of rural conditions. and they established the work teams and land reform committees. The work teams went to the rural areas and they appointed the active persons from the poor peasants and the middle class peasants. So the middle class and the poor peasants became the new politicians. New political power was emerged in rural areas for the CCP party by the work of the work teams. And the land reform committees also worked, and reforms committees and the work teams together worked, and they encouraged the poor peasants to revolt against the landlords by conducting the mass meetings and the rallies. Thus, the peasants associations were also established. These also played an important role in the land reforms. And in the land reforms, about 43% of cultivated land was distributed about 60% of rural population. 43% of the land was distributed to the 60% of the rural population. So this was the major land reform was taken place in China. Of course, the poor peasants and middle class peasants became the new power. They got the new power politically and economically and socially. Even though the poor peasants' lands holdings were changed than earlier, the middle class peasants got the more benefits than the poor peasants, as they were the powerful persons in the rural areas. But anyway, the new elite class was formed by the small and middle class peasants in China. And after that, the CCP government established the adult peasant schools that tried to universalization of education. They tried for the universalization of education by that establishing the adult schools and the primary schools. They improved the literacy rate, and these reforms in education and in the lands made the solid base for the future. With the help of that reforms, China became as a powerful country in the world. And finally, they suppressed the oppositions. They did not allow the oppositions. So CCP party became as a single party with all the powers within that. So this is the Chinese experiences. This is the Chinese experience of the independent and the making of republic government.